global leading cruise technology company launching in India in travel connections. Please welcome Cressida Sarjan, Chief Commercial Officer, Traveltek. Huge round of applause for Cressida, guys.
So it's a pleasure to be here. So first of all, I would like you to imagine the 7,500 kilometers of coastline that India has. And that's millions of potential cruise passengers in this market. And then think about the investment from the government in the new initiative called the Cruise Bharat Mission. This really means that actually India could be the next powerhouse when it comes to cruise innovation. But it's great putting all these infrastructure investments in, but if you don't have the tools and the technology and the people on the front line to be able to take advantage of this great opportunity, then that's hopefully what I'm here to talk to you about today. So I'm Cressida Sarjan. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer at Traveltek. And many of you in the room today probably won't be familiar with our brand, so I thought I'd take a moment to just talk to you a little bit about us. So we have been in the market for the last 25 years. There are 80 of us globally, predominantly within the UK, but actually the second largest concentration of our staff is here in India. So we've always had a cultural affinity with the Indian market. And today we work in the B2B as well as the B2C operational space within cruise. We do other products as well, but cruise is what we are synonymously known for. And again, at the bottom there, I heard Sanjay earlier talk around investments, but we were actually acquired in October 2024 by Constellation Software. So again, we are part of the Juniper Group here today. And a big thanks to Sanjay, Vijay, and the whole of the Traveltek team for making us feel very welcome. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the global cruise opportunity. And there's a lot of numbers on these slides. And really, if there were two things that I'd want you to walk away from this presentation on, it's the two numbers down the bottom on the right-hand side. So first of all, 73% of cruise bookings are influenced by a travel advisor. It's been very interesting today to talk around technology versus people. And I'm always a big believer that actually you need a blend of people and technology to be successful. And when you think about cruise as a product, it's still very much an offline-driven product. Of course, we see some brands globally within the market that have done a good job of trying to drive this online, but it's still very well known that cruise is such a new product, and especially within this market, that it's so important that people get on the right cruise ships and have that experience. And therefore, travel advisors are really important in this decision-making process. So that's something that I want you to just pay attention to. And many of the brands that we work with, they like that human touch as well as some of the technology that we can offer. And on the right-hand side there at the bottom, 82% of past cruisers plan to cruise again. If you can get people onto cruise ships, it's definitely a product that they go back to. On a personal level, having obviously worked in the industry for many years, I've been privileged to go on a number of ship launches. But last year I said to my husband, I really think that we should try a cruise. And he took some convincing, I have to say. First of all, he called it a boat for most of the week. And the other tip that I would give you is people in the cruise industry get very upset when you call them boats. You have to call them ships. He did this for the whole 7 days that were away. So every time he said we're on a boat, I was like, we're on a ship. But we also have 2 teenagers. And again, teenagers are very difficult for anyone in the audience that can resonate with this to keep them happy on holiday. And at the end of the cruise trip, they both said to me, wow, can we do that again, Mum? So, and I have to say with family holidays, that's often something that you struggle a little bit with teenagers. But waking up in a new destination every morning and experiencing that as a customer was absolutely phenomenal. And if there's something, again, that you can add into your toolbox of travel products that you sell, giving your customers the opportunity to visit Europe and within a week experience Rome, Pisa, Barcelona, Parma on one trip is a really phenomenal experience. And then they can choose obviously which destinations they want to go back to. And again, the second time might be a hotel stay in that destination. So that's a really important part that I wanted to make today. So India's cruise revolution. So I stated earlier around the Cruise Bharat Mission, and this is really around how India starts to drive cruise passengers, not just within the domestic cruise Indian market, but also experiencing outbound. And the government have set some pretty aggressive targets for the next 5 years. They want 1 million ocean cruise passengers and then 1.5 million river cruise passengers. And the one thing I can tell you, and I've been in this role for the last 8 years, is that every year we've seen record-breaking growth, and it's always our cruise partners that outperform each year. And it's really key when you look at the opportunity here and the numbers that I've put up here today, that actually this is a segment that I definitely recommend that you look into to take advantage of. So what this means for your travel business, the other thing when I talked about advisors earlier is that actually commission rates in cruise are really attractive. You know, when we talk to people, when we talk around hotel margins, and I have a background in hotel B2B sales, and then we talk about cruise, you see people's face light up because actually the margin and the average booking value on cruise is significantly higher, and it makes it a really lucrative and attractive part of the market to be within. And we don't just sell cruise, so we also encourage our partners to work with hotel brands. We're in the process of integrating Traveltek into our platform as our mapping provider. So we also aggregate hotel content, we pull in flight content, and then we allow our customers to put that as part of the cruise package, which is a really attractive proposition. I talked around customer loyalty, so I won't go back over that. But again, from a global market share, this part of the market, as I said, has experienced record-breaking growth, but will continue to do so. And part of the reason of that is new brands coming into the market. We saw Virgin Voyages come into the market a few years ago, an adult-only brand, again, very different to what you would have seen. And the average cruiser actually through our platform at the moment is 45. So again, some of the preconceived ideas that people have around cruising, we're starting to see that really break down now. And there are 56 new ships that are going to be launching. So if it's a market that you come into, there's always going to be innovation continuing to flow through this market in the next 5 years. So how did Traveltek help you? This is often a question I get asked, what do you guys do? So we are a platform, and what we do is, you can see there on the right-hand side all the cruise line reservation systems. There isn't a Traveltek in the cruise industry, so there is no way of actually mapping cruise ports and itineraries. It's a really complex product, and time again, we see people come to us and say, we can build this ourselves, and invariably a lot of those people come back and have a conversation with us once they've tried to do it. It's a complex product, and what Traveltek do is we take all of those cruise lines, which is ocean, river, and expedition cruising, we put that into a single API, and then we provide an agent desktop solution called iSell, but we can also provide a single API. So you can take that, you can integrate it, you can put that onto front-end websites, or we can give you an out-of-the-box white label if you want to start on that. And sometimes we see customers go down that route and then upgrade when they feel a little bit more comfortable afterwards. And it's really important that for us, we make sure that we sell you the right product. So I want to just talk you through iSell Connect and give you a bit of a flavor as to what iSell Connect does. So here you've just got an example of some of the brands that we work with. So as I said, we integrate around 35 online bookable cruise APIs. And this is the interface of iSell Connect. So it's a really easy to use journey. And one of the pieces of feedback we consistently get is, if you have agents that aren't experienced in cruise, it's really easy for them to go into this system, be able to put the destination in, and it will tell you all of the cruise lines that you work with that come back on this search. We provide nice images there. So again, we have an agent look, and we also have something that you can have within the stores as well. All of the itineraries, so that your agents have all of this information at their fingertips. And then the ship details there that, again, a lot of customers have a real interest in knowing this. The other thing about cruise is that they have a phenomenal number of cabin types, pricing. So again, we've tried to really make this easy for new to cruise people. And again, our basket offers the ability to do gross or net pricing, and you can check out and you can manage everything within the iSell platform. So that's just an example of the interface. We also have a CRM system, which I would term is more, I think, around quotes and the follow-up to customers. So you can see here, this integrates seamlessly with Connect that I've just shown you there. And this gives clients the ability to actually be able to put the customer information in, put the marketing preferences in there so it will work through an API with your own CRM systems. And you can then schedule callbacks and follow-ups with particular customers, and you can keep track of all the inquiries within the system. And again, what we see with a lot of customers is they may have their own booking system for hotels, but they don't have a cruise operation. So again, with Traveltek, we can offer you a single sign-on, and you can have a standalone cruise proposition if that's what you're interested in. And then Quote Builder. So Quote Builder is the new innovation that we just launched to the market in the last few months. Quote Builder is something that we launched 6 months ago. We actually designed this using Claude, which is by Anthropic, so AI working alongside our development teams. And this came as a direct result of feedback that we got from some of our partners when we sat in the stores with them last year. And this gives you the ability to drag and drop these elements on the left-hand side, put those into the quotes that you can see there. So it's a really flexible tool that allows the agents to be able to customize these quotes. This is done from a smart lookup using our APIs, and the agent will then be able to put the quotes together, and this is all through your own credentials. So these are the rates that you would pull back directly from the cruise lines. The agents can then select the cabins, and then they can produce these quotes here, and it enables them to be able to customize these quotes and be able to share them with the end users. Again, talking around personalization, the agents can upload their own images, and they can then change the images that they want to share with customers on here, and then really personalize those quotes. It changes the quotes automatically. You can publish them, share them by WhatsApp, Messenger, or email. And as I say, this is new to the market and being really well received. So if you're interested in learning